Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to our timeless True Love Timeline reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Mars conjunct Leo rising here. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions, incorporated since 1998, author of 2 books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace has a Kindle version available and a link in the description box, and if you click it, you can preview a good chunk of it for free, including the table of contents. You will see the book is primarily divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra-dense reading. You might find it of use. The only place to find the original version of Words of Grace, which we had to edit down considerably to make it all fit on Kindle, well, that's available on patreon.com/Drawing the Circle in our digital shop, as well as the only place to find my first book, Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The 3rd one will be on there too. We're going to put some advanced content there as it develops. The digital store is absolutely amazing. We've got audios, we've got videos, free previews for the audios and the videos, and some of my subscribers get that digital content as part of their subscription package, but the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. Number 1, they get a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some sort of spiritual practice to send us on our way. And it's the best way for me to start the day, considering what I do 24/7, 365. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s. All of my extended readings are timeless, as well as relationship-oriented readings. And they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session, a spiritual counseling, or a reading. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. If you want more info, you can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial. You can shop in the store as you like, with or without being a subscriber. And I love it, and I highly recommend it to my creative friends out there. So if you find yourself so interested, even mildly curious, click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. Hey, my Leonines. Oh, you Lyrian starseeds. What are we going to do with ourselves? I don't know. Try and have fun in this lifetime, maybe? Let's do some explanation for the new Leos and cross-watchers, then we'll jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you've heard it all before, but the intention's a little bit different now, considering what's going on planet Earth at the time of this timeless recording. So if you are new, welcome. We're going to be doing a simple timeline, past, present, and future, looking at the true love timeline. Your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path through all of the different relationships you have in your life. Yes, these may be romantic sexual ones. Everybody wants their true love match. I get it. But my guides have been exceedingly clear that every relationship in your life is preparing you, healing you, getting you ready for that, because we all got contracts to fulfill in this life. And as we do that little by little, we shift to a more golden rather than leaded timeline, a more truthful rather than false timeline, and we'll talk about that as we go along. So we're doing this with a bunch of cards, so let's do these real quick. 8 in total. We're going to get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot, past, present, and future, for the feminine energy, the internal chakras, heart, third eye, crown, the world behind your eyes that maybe you share with people, maybe you don't. Those will all go face down. Then we will get the lower 3 chakras with the mythic tarot, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic, looking at ourselves from the outside, like looking in a mirror. We're Leos, we're used to it. As well as the high possibility of us looking from the inside out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world. Excuse me. And because it's a cross-watcher read, there's usually some mirroring involved there too. So we'll get 3 of those face down, then we'll flip them over, past, present, and future. And once the chakras are on the table, we will get a Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield, consecrated to the higher selves of all involved, even if they're not the Leo or the cross-watcher. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, a little something to occupy our minds and help us stay focused so that we can catch this, the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions. That's the true love formula on the inside, so that we have a better shot of experiencing it on the outside. And I will say this about the romantic contracts and all that stuff. They are the hardest because my guides and I have been very, very clear on this for a while now, because the romantic sexual ones are the least unconditional, right? It's like, oh, I love you forever as long as you don't, right? And that's fine. Those are boundaries. We want what we want. So that's why every relationship in our life is teaching us this stuff. So that being said, I think that's enough explanation. Don't you? Let's get down into the divination. I'm glad to do it. I don't want to drop people down into one of these high vibe readings just with no explanation. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I promise I will do my best to help anybody navigate the true love timeline, for the true love that conquers all, for the true love that heals all wounds, for the true love that breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, and otherwise, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, and a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. Just imagine grounding that true love not just into your relationships, but into your cell tissue, and then into the Earth's electromagnetic field, right? It's kind of a high vibe, so at least it gives our relationships a bit more of a context, right? So let's do it. Shift from explanation to divination. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm feeling good. Still point. Here we go. My goddess's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please 3 cards in clarity, past, present, future, simple timeline for us, Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. Where have we been? Heart, third eye, crown, in the true love timeline. Where are we now? The point of power is always in the present moment. So where are we all now? The Leos, Leo Collective, and cross watchers in the true love timeline. And where are we headed if we just do our best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in the true love timeline? There we go. Let's get these last 3 face down, and then we'll flip them over past, present, and future. One more time, please. Take a nice deep breath. Order and method. Still point. My God's override. Ooh, strong ringing in my ears. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My gods, please 3 cards face down in clarity for us, Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out, relationships in the physical world, where we have been in the true love timeline, where we are now in the true love timeline, and where we are headed if we just do our best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in our relationships. For this timeless true love timeline read. Ooh, okay, this is a pretty good start. We got another fire sign on here. We'll get there. On the inner, the Ace of Blades, which would be the Ace of Swords. This is Sybil. Hold your water, Sybil, even though it's an air element of thought. The Oracle of Delphi. A new thought comes in. Maybe not so much an inspiration, but an idea. One inspired idea, however, can change your life, right? And what we got here in the lower 3 chakras is a Court card, and this is the Knight of Wands, the Sagittarius card. Bellerophon, I've heard it said different ways. This is Greek mythology here. A great hero who gets to ride Pegasus and slays the Chimera. So, whether this is how I read for general reads on YouTube, just because it's the Sagittarius card, mutable fire, doesn't mean that it's immediately about a Sagittarius sun sign. Very few people know their moon sign, let alone their rising and Venus and all that stuff too. So, if you have any planets in Sagittarius, just go look and see what's there. It might give a little bit more detail to a general read, but even if you don't, look at what house it's in. For example, I am Leo rising, which puts Sagittarius in my 5th house, which is very, very playful and very, very, very fun, right? So, taking a look at this does not have to be somebody with any kind of Sagittarius placement, but I will say, mutable fire, a lot of desires here, but mutable fire, changeable desires. I love Sagittarians, they're so much fun, but, they're about as distractible as Geminis are, but in a different way, right? They're the hunters. So sometimes once they hunt something and they got it, they move on to the next thing they want to hunt for. I've dated a bunch. Now, again, this does not necessarily mean it's a, you always hear this is the player, but yeah, they're fun. I mean, I have had a lot of Sagittarian lovers. I won't necessarily go as far to call them boyfriends. It doesn't really count if it's only 24 hours. So, whatever this was, there was something, if not out and out inspiring, you got a download, some kind of clarity, some kind of truth came through, regardless of whether you got what you wanted on this, if that's you from the outside in, kind of doing the Jupiterian thing, right? Jupiter is the planet that rules Sagittarius. So there is something expansive and perhaps even fun here in the past. Let's see where we are now. Well, very aquatic. We've got the moon on the inside. Now, when it's a major arcana card, the way I read in this kind of reading covers the whole chakric zone, in this case, heart, third eye crown, with the moon. Yamaya, look her up. Very, very powerful Orisha. But the full moon certainly is a mystical card, right? Mystic and cloudy with a chance of mystic meatballs, meaning that there is a mystery here. Things may seem a little occluded intellectually. We may not understand it so much, and we know how much we love that, but it is very intuitive. Really pay attention to what's going on in the present moment, and whatever this situation is here, to feel like not just what the inspiration is, but the information, information, willpower, choices, and then emotion. This is your internal alchemical laboratory, your creative intuition, where even if you're like, what do I want to make for dinner this weekend, right? And when you get that sorted and aligned, it goes down into the lower 3 chakras and you take action, right, to make it happen. But with 7 of Cups, that might absolutely be adding to this sort of dreamy, mystical vibe, as there are different options in the air for us. Well, I could do that, or I could do that. And in my case, it's like, well, I could call that one, or I could call that one. Do I want to return that one? Call that one's a little weird. Oh, scruff. Oh, scruff. Too many options. So, yeah, this might be a little confusing, a little daydreamy in that sense, but I don't see any immediate action being taken here, unless we're going to really look at the 7 of Cups as the opportunity that comes to you, and you choose one of those cups, and then you take the adventure that comes from that. But again, coming perhaps from a more fun and inspired place. This doesn't feel so heavy, even though the moon card can have a lot of hidden meanings there, secrets and whatnot. Where are we headed? Excellent. Okay. 2 of Pentacles on the inside. 2s are always about choices for me when it's an earth element, like Pentacles. It's the only earth element in the tarot as far as I'm concerned. Inside, it's about wisdom that you've gotten from experience in the outside world. So, with this Knight of Wands, or something you wanted, something maybe you pursued that started as an ace on the inner with that, ooh, what a good idea. Let's see how that goes, right? Now going through this kind of, I wouldn't say murky, but I'd say mysterious little bit here, all these emotional options. So this is the bull dancers, right? These women that would run at the bulls. I believe it's from Spain. It might be the predecessor to the running of the bulls in bullfighting. Grab them by the horns and flip over them for entertainment purposes only, one would think. And with the 9 of Cups, we go from the 7 to the 9, skipping over that 8 of that internal descent, right? Going in and walking into yourself than walking away from something, in my opinion, but that's how I read usually. So there is a choice here. And the Nine of Cups for me is such a wonderful card. The Ten of Cups in this deck, the whole entire suit of cups actually is the myth of Eros and Psyche, and I can guarantee there's a link in the description box to a video here on YouTube, not of my own creation, that kind of does a panel by panel telling of the story of Eros and Psyche, a true love tale if ever there was one. So this is where they are reunited, but it is at the 10 that she, Psyche, the Greek word for both butterfly and the soul, becomes a goddess, is elevated from a mortal, not just to an immortal, but to a goddess in the 10s. So, you know, could this choice that we'd be chewing on, throat chakra, spit, swallow, or chew, Two of Pentacles usually says, well, I've kind of done this before, but you know, remember like back and forth, kind of juggling at trying to find your balance. But what I love about the Nine of Cups is it's really that step before the Ten of Cups where you've got your self-love on lock, so to speak. It's like, no, my cups may not be overflowing, but I'm good, right? And making a choice from that place, so much better than from a place of, say, the Eight of Cups, just as an example. All right, so it looks like we have a rather water-dominant read here. We got one fire card, one air card. Yamayao, though his spirit is definitely water. Seven of Cups. And, of course, we have the Two of Pentacles. So we have fire, we have earth, no air, but water and spirit with that one major arcana card of the moon. Okay, let's look. The whispers of love, dedicated, consecrated, whatever you want to call it, tuned to the higher selves of all involved, and that's anyone involved, even if they're not the cross-watcher or the Leo. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher selves override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved, higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight needed to help us Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross-watchers navigate the true love timeline, making the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions that we can make for this timeless read. It's the Neil Diamond card. Ready? Turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. I mean, if all go, if, you know, it doesn't go the way I hope it will, I can always be a Neil Diamond impersonator in a lounge somewhere. At least I'll get free cocktails or at least drink tickets. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. There we go, right there. This is mostly internal. In fact, one of these cups might very well say, give this love to yourself, right? Go into the mystery that love is divine power, the sacred truth of the heart chakra, according to Caroline Myss. That's MYSS, the PhD, in her book, Anatomy of the Spirit. Then, of course, that would lead to, right, turning on your heart light, going from the seven, well, I could, well, I don't know, to saying, all right, let me go into meditation, prayer, contemplation, whatever, and reflect, right? Just simply reflect on times where you have felt love, right? Like, I got a new kitten. Oh, the three of my boys are in the thumbnail for this video. I'm not popping them up in the videos like I did the past couple of series. Sorry. It's a lot of extra work. And he's a lot of extra work, but love it. So it's really easy for me to think of earlier this morning, right? With the kitten, my heart lights up. So get that. If the heart is open and you're feeling love, you're in the timeline, right? You're definitely choosing that. And that's what I think is the beautiful part of this Seven of Cups. It is your choice. And then again, we have yet another choice card here. But you're going to chew on that one for a little bit as you allow this Nine of Cups to really, really show up in your life as though I'm good. Like I told my guides, I'm like, if I never meet my true love match in this life, that's fine. As long as I get the mission accomplished. But if he's part of that mission, so be it. Just surprise me, right? I've given up on all of the expectation and anticipation and all that stuff. It's making me late, all that anticipation. Thank you, Ascended Master Carly Simon. Some of you will get that, some of you won't. Don't cancel me. Let's turn on our heart lights and let's get a little help from the Ascended Masters with the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. It's all about healing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity, the perfect and precise healing mantra for us, Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Please, beloved ones, what is a mantra to help us navigate the golden true love timeline of our lifetime for this timeless reading, making the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions in our relationships for this reading? Rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas, and that is the truth. Now, did somebody else get this? Did we get rewiring the nervous system? Unhooking the past. Taurus got this. There we go, another fixed sign. That's why I have them there, because I like to know. So now I know. It's like, okay, if I run into another Taurus on Scruff or Manhunt, or, you know, at the common grounds in Saratoga, then I'll be like, oh, hi, how's your nervous system? How's it rewiring? Too bad Radio Shack doesn't exist anymore. I'm going to read this one from the Bookie Book. It's only one Bookie Book card reading, I should say, for this reading. And this one's really good. Now, rewiring the nervous system, there's so much going on there, right? Because the nervous system is the electrical wiring of the chakras, the ley lines, the meridians, and all that stuff, right? It's how it transfers through the nervous system. And there's the autonomic nervous system and, you know, all of that stuff. But it holds info for us until we are ready to process it. So, surviving, right? I find strength in surviving my traumas, which doesn't even mean we necessarily have to heal them all on our own or with help, but we just have to survive them. Like, that's all that's asked. Even the Course in Miracles says, the past is over, it can touch me not, but that doesn't mean we're not dragging it behind us. Yeah. So, when the nervous system is rewired, you are no longer trapped in the memories of your body, right? Cellular memories. You are the courageous hero or heroine of your present reality, honoring every moment of hardship as the means through which your infinite strength and greatest depth of character is revealed. Let's stick a pin in this, because you've got a hero back here. Now, that could be you interacting with a hero, like I said, it's Bellerophon, whatever. But something probably very exciting, very, very fun. This is feeling more and more like a romance read, not just because I'm Leo rising. But it really does say then, if you've got baggage from the past about, well, should I trust this? That feels like the choice that's going on here. If you are still breathing and you have experienced trauma, you have survived your trauma. Sure, it may have some gravitational effect. It might still need some more healing. But as one of us heals, all of us heal. So make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decision for yourself. And it feels like you're doing that with that Nine of Cups. We're doing that, turning on our heart light. As you rewire your nervous system, you're no longer responding to life from the vantage point of your painful past, but instead are open to each encounter being more miraculous than the moment before. Because I know, as soon as somebody tells me they're a Gemini, it's like the walls go up, choo, 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 choo. It's sort of like the first Batman movie when the Batmobile shields up like that. It's like, oh, choo, 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 choo. Right? I know too much about astrology, right? I'm a Virgo with a Pisces moon. They're just going to square me no matter what, them Geminis. So, you know, what does that come from? That comes from my dad being born on Flag Day. Look who up and look who else was born on Flag Day. That's a fun Google search. Maybe you'll understand me a little bit better and how I turned out with purple hair. This mantra is ideal for adjusting to life after loss, healing heartbreak, and becoming more optimistic. This is definitely feeling more of a romantic than a familial or a workspace or a friend reading, although it could be any of that, but only we can rewire our own nervous system. Only we can make that choice to love ourselves more, not less, turning on our heart light, and infinite number of spiritual practices to help you do that, not to mention psychological practices and therapies, etc., etc., etc. So, all the cards are on the table. If you're new to my channel, we always end these readings with what I call a blessimation. It's a word we came up with over on Patreon. A blessing and a summation. And though I never have any idea what's going to come out of my mouth the second I hit that record button, I really have no idea for the blessimation, because it's a big surrender to whatever the divine wants to say. Call it channeling if you want. I should be on Cable. Please take a nice deep breath. Some guy named Cable. X-Men. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Please, beloved ones, may we be blessed with all that we need to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in the True Love timeline, because we're coming from a place of an inspired idea, maybe a download, maybe a prophecy, maybe a vision of some kind, like the Oracle of Delphi would have. That was probably, maybe ninth house, very spiritual, or dealing with somebody who has sort of inspired us in that way with the many choices and decisions, the many desires, sort of getting that pilot light not just lit, but sparky. Because where we are right now is a time of deep internal healing and mysticism. We may not understand. There may be a lot of the past, a lot of hidden stuff here with these traumas that we have survived, but certainly we have the options ahead of us. Love ourselves, walk away, take a step forward, return the text, don't return the text. Either way, we got to pick one of those in order to move forward, and it looks like we will. But we're going to have to balance that on the inside, really chew on the bigger choices, if not life-changing decisions here. Once we've really established that Nine of Cups on the inside, maybe this is a wish fulfillment. Maybe we say yes to something that we have always wanted, a heart's desire that is manifested through water by earth, by air, and by fire, and that we are able to turn on our heart light, letting it shine wherever we go, giving out a happy glow for all the world to see, allowing ourselves in this moment and moving forward to reflect on a time when we experienced love. And of course, that's going to help us rewire the nervous system as we find strength in simply surviving our dramas. And may we be blessed with all that we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to be the true love that we are, making the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions for the true love that conquers all, for the true love that heals all wounds, traumatic or otherwise, and for the true love that breaks all curses, societal, ancestral, and otherwise, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Tingle. So mote it be. So it is. Tingle, tingle, tingle. I think my arm hair stood up and I got a lot of it. I am a quarter Sicilian. So if you found this reading helpful, please do hit the thumbs up and subscribe and all that stuff. Will help other Leos and crosswatchers find the reading, and do comment. I do enjoy a good comment section. If you want the deeper dive, come Patreon on Patreon. We got so much good stuff going on there. Oh, the daily check-ins alone are just so much fun for me to do. I don't do them absolutely every morning because sometimes I'm just burned out from doing this stuff 24/7, 365, E-I-E-I-O. But they also get all the extended readings. All of them are relationship-based. Watch the part 1 on YouTube. You jump over there, you get the part 2. And certainly the extensive discount and private sessions with me. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But do remember, you can shop in the store. We got free previews for the audios and videos now. You can follow us for free, putting out more content specifically for the free followers, though the subscribers get to see that stuff too, as well as you can 7-day free trial as a seeker or a human, our first 2 levels of subscription on the platform. So go check it out if you feel so drawn, or even if you're curious, just go have a look. And if you want, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. Shh, but you can call me Mal, Leo, anything would ever tell you to keep something quiet like that. And if you want to book me for a private session, guess what? I made a video for my 25th anniversary as corporate president of Drawing the Circle Productions, released May 1st, 2023. That was last year. I have since moved, but it's called Booking Private Sessions with Mal, and I have to make a new one. Because when I made it, I was living in Holbrook, Long Island. Now I'm in Saratoga Springs. It was a big change. It's still New York, still a New Yorker, but you know, it's a little bit different up here. People are really wicked nice up here. But it does explain what I charge, why I charge, how to book me, what I will, what I won't, what I do, what I don't, whether it's a spiritual counseling or a reading or what we call a half and half, which is both of those. What I do, because now I'm booked at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs, right? Got to put that in the new video. But you call them directly. I have days set aside. They let me know somebody booked. I get it together. I go in, I read them, and then I come home. It's lovely, unless it's a fully booked day, which does happen. Excuse me. But I'm also taking clients at my house right now, but I got to get to know them a little bit before I bring them. Like I said, I got 3 cats rolling around here, so I gotta keep an eye on that. But you know, as I get to know people, I'll be taking more clients here at the house. But the majority of the work that I do is on Zoom recordings. In other words, a client books me, I send them a Zoom link. They come into my Zoom platform. We record the whole thing so they don't have to memorize or take notes. At the end of the reading, I send them a link so they can download the entire recording to their device. They tell me that they downloaded it and I delete it, because confidentiality is key ethically for doing this kind of work. I have been reading tarot since I am 12 years old. I am 55. I know it don't look at things, but mostly that's DNA and rapid wrinkle repair. Well, and a little witchcraft goes a long way, I'll say that much. But the most important thing I say, and I say every time, most important thing in that video up there, I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. It's been done to me, so I will never do that to somebody. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there's a way. But also live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. $150 reading is not going to balance necessarily with a ham sandwich, although I do like a good ham sandwich. But even if it's pay it forward, we have the conversation. So it's a fun video. When I make the new one, I'll still keep it up because that one makes my mom laugh. And that's all I need. That's the only justification I need as the corporate president. So thank you so much for watching. I have to say, this does feel a bit like a romantic reading here, although it could certainly be about a family member or a friend or any situation in life. I have to say there's that feeling of the amount of water in this and the mysteries of that moon card for where we are right now. It does make some sense. So choose wisely, right? Go with your gut. Go with what feels right, even if it scares the crap out of you, because that can be the trauma from the past that we survived that's still dragging us down a little bit, and that's okay too. Just keep turning on your heart light, because it is the love that heals all wounds. So thank you so much for watching. It is my honor. It is my pleasure to read for you today. So seriously, wishing you the very best and the very blessed in the golden true love timeline of this lifetime. I believe in us. We've got this. Hang in there. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.